Why, hello there everyone, I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. Minasan, konnichiwa. And yeah, today we're working with green bottle blues again. And this is my second female, and I do have 3 females, so there will be 1 more female after this one to breed. And yes, this is the same male as last time, and the male did survive. Spoiler alert, he survives again. Don't worry guys, he's not gonna get eaten. And if you're just here to see the pairing when they actually get together, skip to this time frame to save you the time, because this one is going to be quite a long one to be honest. So yeah, there goes the time skip. So let us get straight into it. As I stated earlier, this is the green bottle blue, also known as the Chromatopelma cyaneopubescens, and this is actually my second female that I'm pairing. The first female, I already made a video on it, and it will be in the top right, so please go check it out, and it's actually worth watching. And this time everybody, the camera lights and the batteries for those camera lights actually stay on, so you can actually see the colors this time. Yes, you can see the colors because the battery lights are on. And I also truly want to thank everyone who watches my videos and who likes, but especially those who comments on my videos. Because we tarantula breeders do not get any recognition at all. In comparison to ball python breeders, leopard gecko breeders, even the fish keepers, we do not get any recognition. As a matter of fact, the majority of us tarantula breeders are unknown and pretty much nobody knows who we are. So I truly want to thank everybody who leaves comments on my videos, whether it is to say my videos are awesome or just to leave a question, because I'll answer them if I can. Because I have to say, you guys, every time you interact with my videos, my community sections, or anything in general, it makes me feel like there's actually people who watches and actually cares about what I do as a tarantula breeder. Because this is a skill, a talent, and a passion above everything else. So to see other people take interest and take respect to what we do is truly a blessing. So I truly want to thank everybody. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I upload every single Friday here on the channel. So if you want to see what a tarantula breeder actually does, please feel free to do so. And also support me on Patreon as well if you want to see the extended versions of my tarantula breeding videos and whatnot. So please feel free to do so if you want to. The link to my Patreon will be down below. Now somebody in one of my comments did ask, how do I feed baby tarantulas? And the answer is that we just take mealworms and then we just cut them to appropriate sizes. Then we just put it in with the slings enclosures and then just let the slings scavenge the chopped mealworms. And that's essentially how we feed baby tarantulas for us tarantula breeders. Now some people do use crickets, but that's kind of expensive over time. So for me, I just use chopped mealworms because it's more affordable. And then for the excess mealworms I don't use, I just put them in the fridge. And once you do so, the mealworms pretty much just go dormant. And then once you take them out, and then you put them out in room temperatures, they pretty much wake up from dormancy, and then you can just use them and then repeat the process. That's essentially what we do here, for me that is. But hey, every tarantula breeder is different, but for me, I find this the most cost effective and the cheapest way possible to save money and feed baby tarantulas. It's kind of funny because I made a video on this long ago about how I feed baby tarantula slings, but I think it's time I update it. So if anybody wants to see an updated version on how I feed baby tarantulas, let me know down below, and maybe I'll consider it again, but this time in more HD quality, I guess. So I hope that answers the question about how I feed baby tarantulas, and maybe I'll make a future video updating on how I feed baby tarantulas again. Now granted everybody, I don't have slings at the moment because I pretty much just cleared out a lot of the things I have. So currently I have a bunch of juveniles and adults. And that's pretty much it at the moment. I don't have slings, but if I produce any more slings this year, which I most likely will, I'll actually show you guys how to feed them in an updated video with HD quality, I guess. So stay tuned for that, I guess, in the future, that is. But let us get back on track, everybody, with the tarantula breeding, because that is what I'm known for, guys. I'm Laxow here, the tarantula master. So people are saying nowadays. It's kind of funny, honestly. But yeah, I will be pairing more Carabiner versicolors, and by the time you're seeing those videos, I pretty much have paired every single one of them already. And don't worry guys, the male comes out alive. Spoiler alert. I don't usually get my males get eaten because I'm too good at what I do, I guess. I'm too good. That's funny. Everybody says I'm overqualified for this job. I know I am, but I don't get paid anything. This is really a passion thing, not really a monetary thing. So somebody did actually ask the question in the comments down below, what is a good beginner tarantula to breed? And honestly, that would depend on what you're looking for here. Some people breed for monetary reasons, others they breed for experience, and some breed for other reasons. So if I don't know your reasoning as to why you want to breed a tarantula, I can't really make suggestions for you, to be honest, because everybody has different goals when it comes to tarantula breeding. Now I do know some tarantula breeders and some tarantula vendors that have specialties, such as somebody focusing more on the high-end rarity of species of tarantulas, and others that just focus on the typical common species, which that's more of a passion side thing because common species are relatively available, so you're not really going to make much money, but yeah, like I was saying, everybody does it for different reasons. Now, if you do decide to actually breed tarantulas, I welcome you into the tarantula market. This is where you're truly going to be tested. People think that breeding tarantulas is the key of becoming a better breeder, but no, you are so wrong. Listen to me, everybody. If you're breeding tarantulas, producing babies is only half the process. The other half is selling them. And I promise you, selling tarantulas is one of the most competitive and the most difficult things of keeping tarantulas. So if you don't have the right connections, and if you're basically a no one, you're going to struggle much more than most other people. Thank goodness I was taught where the... Yeah, I was actually blessed because I actually had connections and I already met people prior before getting into breeding. So for me, the market wasn't as brutal, but dealing with customers was the brutal part for me. But overall though, it wasn't too hard for me, but I feel bad for everybody else because a lot of people come in with false expectations, and at the end of it all, after about 5 to 7 years, they either quit or retire from tarantula breeding. It is truly a challenge, I'll tell you what, if you're breeding tarantulas, because you're essentially competing with everyone in this tarantula market. And the tarantula market is one of the most easily saturated exotic pet trades there is, in terms of every single thing. Ball pythons, leopard geckos, etc, etc. People need to understand, one tarantula can have hundreds of babies. One ball python will only have like a clutch of 14 eggs. So the numbers saturate very quickly. So, good luck everybody. I'm not going to teach you the market because that's something I will only teach to my apprentice. Once I get an apprentice that is in the future. But that's really all I'm going to say about the tarantula market, to be honest, because I don't think people want to know about the tarantula market side of tarantula stuff, because unless you really want to breed tarantulas, which not very many people want to anyways, so I'm not really going to go into depth. So let us get back into the topic of other stuff, right guys? So this tarantula breeding actually took a few hours. It took a very long time. I literally almost fell asleep because the male was always close to the female, but every single time he went forward and then went out, back and forth with this female. Although he was close in range, this male took a very long time to actually have the guts to go and actually do an insertion. But hey, that's green bottle blues for you. This is one of the most popular species in the tarantula pet trade. Everybody who gets into tarantulas will usually see this tarantula recommended. But this tarantula is actually not a beginner-friendly breeding tarantula. Females of this species is very well known for eating their males. So this is not a beginner breeding friendly tarantula. This is an experience level breeding tarantula for most people. So, now onto the breeding. And there he goes, right about now. Yep, do you see it? That's the insertion right there, everybody. Now I did have to help him out here, but he does survive, I promise you that. This guy's alive and going well. And as you can see, if you go back, he actually inserted using his right pedipalp. And now we're done. And just like that, the male survives and he doesn't get eaten. There are plenty of videos of this species breeding where the male actually gets eaten, sadly. But luckily for me, I figured it out and now the male survives. And as you can see, the female is going to start rubbing where she was inserted. Like I stated in the last video, that is pretty much a sign of a good insertion for this species. So, yeah, we got the job done here, and this male has one more female to go after this one. And I'm just gonna spoil it, he survives again. Oh boy, one male survived 3 females. Isn't that crazy? So that's really about it. So without further ado everybody, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay updated so whenever I upload here on the channel. I upload every single Friday, so please feel free to do so and support me as a tarantula breeder. Follow me on my IG and my Twitter, especially on Instagram, because that's where I do most of my updates and pictures and stuff, and also support me on Patreon. And with that, stay lax, and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.